Hi guys, welcome back to my art studio. My name is Beatrice Ajayi. I'm an artist based in Glasgow in Scotland, and here on my channel I like to share what I get up to in my art studio. I haven't been on my channel in the way that I would have liked recently because I have actually been prepping for an art exhibition, a solo art exhibition that I'll be doing in August, 1st of August, here in the town that I am in, and I am prepping some of the artwork. I think I've been showing a little bit of it over the couple of weeks, but also before I mention that as well, in between we have been away as a family, and so that also took up some time, and I had kind of different content that I shared on my Instagram and other social media outlets. So I basically was trying to share a little bit of that at the time as well. But yeah, I'm back now, and I had some time painting and prepping as well for the exhibition. So I'm going to show you that they're all wrapped up. And today, actually, I am going to be taking them into the gallery, and I'm going to be handing them over, and that will be a load off my mind. Also, I'm really happy because let me just take you off the stand here. I'm really happy because my cards that I ordered for the exhibition actually turned up as well. So I did new business cards. See if I can find them in here. And got them on time. Basically, they arrived yesterday, and I'm taking them. Was it yesterday? No, the day before was Saturday, because this is currently Monday. And yeah, I was able to have them for the exhibition. So I'll just show you what I designed, and this was what I designed to have for it. Let me just get it to be a bit more. Yeah, so I kind of created one of the characters that I love the best in the exhibit out of my paintings. This is Blair, and I wanted him to be the one that would be on the card, and then on the back I have the details for like the scan me details, so that is for people to be able to go to my website. But yeah, I was so glad that they arrived on time, because I had ordered them so that while I was basically back from the holiday, so that I would have time, I'd be here to receive them. And yeah, they arrived, so that is awesome. But also I could show you what they look like now that they're wrapped up as well for the exhibition. And I'm taking them in, and they're going to have them on site ready for when the exhibition actually happens. So let me just show you what they look like. I'm going to turn you around and show you what they look like all wrapped up. So this is them. I have wrapped them in some of this bubble wrap. I've named them. I've put the price in on them, and they are ready to go into their storage until the exhibit. I've got this pile as well. So I'm really excited to see how they lay them out. It's going to be interesting. And I will try and film the exhibition as well, because what's happening is there's going to be, and I've got some things that are going to go in this rack as well, some smaller pieces. But basically they are going to have everything set up, and the exhibition is going to be, let me turn you around again. So the exhibition is going to have an open day, and from that open day, basically it's open, and it's going to be from 12 till 3 p.m. and I'm going to be there to meet people from 12 till 3 p.m. So that is what is going to be happening, and it's going to be exciting. But yeah, in between all of that, as I said, organizing for that, we were also away, and we went to Portugal as a family for a holiday, and I've never been before, and that was a lovely experience. So I might show a little bit of that to the side here of what some of the things that I got up to. But yeah, that was a good time away to rest, to get inspired by somewhere else, because I love being inspired by going somewhere else. Also on that trip, I showed on my other social media, I showed what tools I took when I went away. So it was the first time that I'd done that, just focused on having my watercolors. So I did some watercolor swatches, and then I had my sketchbook, and I had also some coloring pencils, which I didn't use as much, but I just had a really simple setup with my swatches. I don't have them here, so I'll show the video of that. But then I had this little satchel I had of my new watercolor pencil brushes, and I had some pencils in here and some pens as well. So some pencils, and then if I wanted one different color to draw with outside of black as well, and then all my different brushes to paint with. So I took this, I took my swatch, and the swatch was really good because, let me see, I saw a little container here a few moments ago, and I'm blanking out. Let me just see if I can see it again. But basically, yeah, let me just check for it. So basically, one of these card containers, I ended up putting the, well, let me just see if my light needs to be on here. So one of my little card containers that I have like business cards in, I put like a whole swatch selection in here and took that with me. So that was really a handy way to carry my actual swatches. And then I had this, like I was saying, this little bag. So there was these two, then there was my sketchbook. Let me just see as well if I can find the sketchbook more actually. I can see what I'm looking for. Sketchbook, do I have one around I can give an example of? But basically I will put the video that will explain everything. But then I also took one of the spritzers as well, and it was good because I could spritz on paper if I wanted, but also I could just carry water around with me in this. And so I would just open this up and take a little bit of water out with my brush and just paint with this. So I could either spritz or I could just dip it in and also wash it off in this. I wanted to have like the water, brushes, but I didn't end up, the ones I got didn't end up working the way I wanted them to. I probably should have returned these because they were not as good as they could have been. But yeah, so that was what I did. And I really loved that. And so that's what I'll do from now on. If I'm going away, I will actually just have that little setup of watercolor, because the selection, I had a batch of blue colors, I had a batch of reds, greens, and it was just so much fun to actually use that as my supplies for painting and things like that. So that was exciting. But yeah, so today, later on, as I've said, I'm going to be taking that in, and hopefully I can record that for you guys to see as well, that whole process. It's going to be interesting. And then also, what else as well today? So when I come back, I'd like to tidy the studio a little bit. I have been trying to do a whole range of a new series of abstracted my stags. So I've been really trying to lean into that, using oil paint and working on new selections for that. So let me see if I can show you some of them. Oh no, actually I'll bring this batch over. I keep doing this. Yeah, welcome to unedited me, basically. I'm gonna get the first batch that I created of this series of these thoughts of making new pieces, and then I'll tell you the reason why I started doing them in the first place. So just get them. Basically, what started this whole thing was because I have all these frames that I have used in the past for different projects, and I wanted to, that's just my phone telling me my weekly report. But anyway, so I basically had a whole range of these frames. I still have more over there, and I wanted to use these up because what I'm doing is going through my studio that I have organized, and I'm still organizing, and trying to be very strategic in how I use the supplies I have in the studio. I'm really trying to home in to focus on doing that and not being excessive in what I'm buying. So basically, I decided to paint a series of paintings that I will put into these frames. And what happened initially is, like, I bought some, I think I showed you a couple of weeks ago, I bought some backing board that I wanted to use as the actual substrate for these projects, and it didn't work. It was too flimsy. By the time I painted on it and everything, it wasn't going to be stable enough for these. So I ended up having to buy some more kind of like canvas panels. So that's what I've done. And then I'm now working on those canvas panels. And while I was doing that, I ended up making this first batch. This is like 5 of these paintings. So this is one of the first ones I did. So I worked on all of them simultaneously. I had a whole layer of backgrounds that I put on, you know, different mediums, because I love to work with different mediums, and have worked on this whole batch of original pieces in these frames. And so this was my first series that I created from this, and I love the techniques, I love the way that I worked with them. But then I've started a whole other batch where I'm using all the similar mediums, also some mold and paste as well, because I really want to add more texture than I added on these ones. But then also now working in oils on those pieces as well. So I'm trying to see where I go with those new series that I've created, which will also go into frames as well. So like this batch, I don't really want to touch them because they were my initial one and they go together and they're already in the frames. So I'm thinking I'll leave these ones alone. But yeah, I love the way that they look. Some of them are more of my favorite than others, but when you look at them closely, there's so much different bits of details and drips of paint. And yeah, I just love them. The more and more I look at them, I really like what they look like as well. So I'm just trying to use up, like I said, the things I have in the studio that I've bought already, and I'm trying to make sure that I create pieces that are beautiful and will bring, you know, a lot of love to people and they can enjoy them as well. So these are going to be my first batch in the series of basically using these frames. So that's what I was doing as well in between all of this. I haven't been just not doing anything, you know. Trying to organize and make videos for you guys is not that easy for me sometimes, but I have been working. I'm always working. If I'm not physically doing something, I'm planning, I'm thinking of what I want to create and how much fun I want to have. I mean, if you can see the different corners of my studios where I'm sitting right now, the colors are just so yummy and delicious. And I want to be able to find a way to translate that, to share that with people and to brighten their day, because it's really brightening my day. And the 3 different things that I'm seeing is what I'm trying to pull together as well. So it's a bit of a frustration trying to work out how to synchronize, how to consolidate all these ideas, because I just love mark making and I love telling stories. And I just feel like maybe being in this studio, they're all kind of going together. I'm going to probably pan around and show you what I'm talking about, because I might just be saying stuff and it doesn't make sense. But when I show you what I'm talking about, you might understand. So I'm going to turn you around and show you what I am talking about. So for example, as I'm talking about this whole aspect of, let me just see that this light is on. Yes. So here I have my floral pieces, and I love flowers, I love nature, and so I have these 2 big pieces here that I've done some time ago, and they are available on my website as well, but they're beautiful. And then I have even some smaller floral parts here as well, like on my little painting palettes. Then, so from this view, as you can see here, like I'm saying, of my florals, you pan around and you see these colors. So kind of think of that being like the background, the backdrop, the floral part being the backdrop to these characters in their world, place them in their world. It's like if I could just pour them out onto that floral background, I would. So going from this, and then there's a discussion with these characters, and the colors will flood in through the abstraction, through the storytelling into these characters here. And that is what I'm consistently seeing in my head. I'm seeing this flowing out after this, flowing out after this. So I hope I wasn't making you too dizzy there, but basically if I slow that down, it's this, and then in the other corner, as I said, it is these guys. So that is what I'm looking at all day. These beautiful, colorful characters, individual projects, delicious textures as well. So like they are, let me just get that to focus. They are like delicious textures, colors. Like to see them in the real is like so much fun. But that is basically what I am seeing all day. And I want to be able to bring that joy to others as well and figure out a way to share it more cohesively. But yeah, so later on today, as I said, let me turn you around again. So later on today, I will be putting those paintings away in the gallery, and then I'll be back in the studio. So when that happens, I will be back here to share with you. Hopefully I can get some footage of me actually doing what I'm doing, you know, taking the artwork to the gallery. I'm gonna look strange. It's gonna be the first time that I want to use my neck camera filming thing. I think I'm gonna get it. Oh yeah, it's over there. Let me just get it to show you. It's probably gonna look strange. I don't even know what it's gonna look like when I actually use this. But this is the tool I was talking about that I bought that I want to use for filming. And it's very straightforward contraption to use. You kind of press this button here, and it's not sponsored. None of the stuff you see are sponsored. It's all me paying for it myself at the moment. So press the button and then it comes off. It just pops off. You just pop it back in or you pop it off. So, and then I'd put it around my neck like this. So this one's gonna look like walking down the street, fun times. And then I'm gonna have my camera here. So as I'm walking, it's gonna be filming stuff. And when I go into the gallery today, I'm gonna try not to film, you know, the staff member that's there, so that she has her privacy. But basically, this is what I'm gonna have on my face. I'm just gonna be. Oh, I'm trying to prepare myself for it because this is very unusual. But my phone is going to be attached. You know, I'm filming with my phone right now. It's going to be attached to this part. And I don't have to be holding it. And I can be holding my paintings that I need to carry. And also the environment and things like that. So it's going to be interesting. Let's see how it goes today. But yeah, I'm not necessarily looking forward to this bit. But I'm going to try. But yeah, this is what I bought it for. You can also use this, obviously, if you go on holiday and you want to film what's going on, if you're on a boat and you want to kind of hold on. I should have used this when we went on holiday on my, well, I didn't have this, but being on the tuk-tuk, because we use like a tuk-tuk, I don't know how to explain that to you. You need to Google it. It's a vehicle that's used a lot in a lot of countries like India, and I'm trying to think where else as well. But when we went to Portugal, they seem to be a thing. And so we had a mad dash to get onto one of those on holiday and had quite an adventure. Yeah, so this is basically would have been handy for that because then I could have filmed the experience from a different perspective. But yeah, I'm going to be using this hopefully. And hopefully I'm brave enough to do it because it's an interesting contraption. But I bought it also to be able to put on and film my art process and not have to necessarily rely on my top-down, you know, view for my, basically that'll be stationary for my camera. But also walking around the studio, I'm still going to test it out. Walking around the studio, if I'm trying to do things and just show you more stuff, I'm going to test it out and see what it's like. But yeah, I saw it online on Amazon. I thought it was interesting to try it out. So yeah, that is what my day is looking like. So next time I see you, I will hopefully be filming with this or be back in the studio and tell you how it went, basically. So I'll see you in the next slot. I'm back, guys, and I did it. I took my artwork in the gallery and I'm back. I'm just going to show you how empty the space looks now, and it's tidy. And I'm actually happy about that because then I can now fill it with other artwork. But let me just turn it around and show you. Yep, they're gone. Gone. Took them to the shop. I actually was brave enough to wear my gadget, to wear this little gadget. And yeah, I am back now in the studio and going to figure out what I'm doing for the rest of the day. I have been enjoying using my oil paint, as I mentioned earlier, and this was one of the pieces that I created in that frenzy. This was actually another painting, which was like a portrait figurative painting, and something is driving in me to stick with my stag paintings. And I'll see how that goes because it's a strong pull. I will still need to finish off the other portrait ones that I started, the abstracted ones, but something is pulling me to come back to my first main focus in my art style, which I would call my stags. So I really was in a frenzy and painting a whole batch of these stags this week, and they're all under there like drying right now, so I don't want to pull them out. I will show you at some point once they are ready and dry enough for me to touch and, you know, move around. But here's like another set of them that I was working on, so you can see the sheen on them because I've been working on them with oil paint. This one actually, I haven't done these ones yet. So these are still kind of water soluble inks, and well, not water soluble all of them, but inks, alcohol inks, a whole range of different mediums. I might show some of that process, you know, on this as well while I'm talking and overlay it. But these were some other part of the series I showed you earlier on, but I went in a slightly different direction with these, so their textures are completely different from the first ones I showed you earlier on. So they would go in a different direction as a series. But then outside of this, I've now started adding a layer of oil paint onto them as well. And so I'm really trying to explore more my stags, and also to get the movement of textures and also like paint on them as well. I want to really feel like the paint flowing and just kind of some kind of a narration with the actual patterns on them. Like I really like this area here. So there were different inks. I've redacted some of it, so we're now seeing some areas. So there's like alcohol inks in here, and there is like other inks. I'm using other things going on in here. I don't think these ones I used any collage. I can't remember. I think more I used the modeling paste for these ones, like this one. So yeah, just experimenting more and more with these, because these seem to be the main ones that sell in my shop. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm taking time to really dive deep and give them more depth and make them more luscious. Anyway, so that's what I am looking at, like the textures you can see there. And there's like some of it is coming out of it. There's just so many different paints. Then I have to kind of bring it all together. So that's what I was trying to do here by pushing some of that back, like the busyness. So yeah, this is kind of where I'll probably be focusing on when I get back to painting and having some fun. But I might do a little bit of a tidy. It's not too bad in the studio. It's my oil section. I might want to just look at what I have back here, because I have some more substrates that I want to paint in oil paint, so that's why I've put them all here. So yeah, just a lot of different pieces that I still have to finalize and then put in their mounts as well. And then I'll be thinking if I want to add anything more to this piece, or might work a bit more on this swan, I think. But yeah, just having fun in the studio as usual. Let me turn you around. So at least I have something to share with you this week that I have updated you with, and I've enjoyed doing so. So I'm going to get back to work, and I think maybe the next one that I might share might be to do, will it be to do with the exhibition? Not really, because the exhibition will happen and then maybe it will be the next again week. So the exhibition opening, so that will happen, and then I will show you what I can from being there and recording and things. So yeah, I am going to go now, but thank you so much for being here. I'm hoping I actually said who I was at the beginning of this, but I will say it again now. My name is Beatrice Ajayi. I'm an artist based in Glasgow in Scotland, and here on my YouTube channel I like to share what I get up to in my art studio. So have a great week, and I will speak to you next time. Bye bye. And please do subscribe as well, so that I can reach more people and share more of what I'm doing and inspire people. I really want to show people the different mediums that you can use to create the different effects. I think that's what I want to lean on a lot more, and really delve into my paintings and explain, you know, how I got here. So some of my videos going forward actually might be a bit more focused down and detailed on specific techniques. I think that might be a good way to go going forward. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. Bye. Bye for now. Bye-bye.